Good evening, family. A very exhausted progressive patriot here. I just wanted to check in. I know I did a short, but doing shorts aren't ever comparable to going live. And I did make a post before everything and anything saying that I would at least pop on. And I know I did a 12-hour day today, but that does not stop me from checking in with the neighborhood, the community. And let me say I've learned a lot of lessons today. What's up, Insanity, Bumblebee? It's been a day, I'll tell you that. Maybe thankfully, PVG, what's up? The job I do, it's a very, very busy thing. And, there were outside elements that shouldn't have bothered me whatsoever. And it goes just this far. They don't bother me anymore. That's all. So moving forward, let's talk about the future. Let me mention again how much I absolutely loved. It's so amazing to see you guys just pour in here. Really, let me do the thing. What's up, Boo? That's Boo. My bad, bro. Pooh, aka DJ Bricks. Bear with me. I worked 12 hours. Zanzin, Jessica, Dusty, Lucky Lady, all of the good people. It's a mood. What's up, Misa? Always a pleasure. Miss Chronic Chronicles, one of my favorite people ever. All right, so here's the deets on the streets. Good channel, by the way. Sorry, so double shift today, 12 hours, roughly. Okay, technically 11. Let me embellish, okay? Let me live in the moment here. Tomorrow I gotta do it again. I got another 11 hour, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Maybe even later because Wednesday's the latest night of the week. But despite all that, since it's definitely going to impact my ability to go live and do what I truly love more than anything else. You know why outside elements and factors do not disturb me any longer? Because I learned truly to embrace and focus on what matters and what keeps me strong, what inspires me, the sparks, which is all of you, that continue to keep the fire lit within my soul. So I still remember the poll that I conducted. You all have spoken, and it is you that I am accountable to. I'm going to do a specific deep dive on the CPS, find as much information that I can scour, and go even further and find specific cases that will help shine a light on just how bad Child Protective Services can do screw up, and continue to do so. I will not stand here and say, or technically sit and say they only do terrible always all the time. That would be disingenuous. But holding our most trusted agencies that rely on, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, our very own blood, sweat, and tears tax dollars, that we work for these agencies that we're programmed and indoctrinated to trust. Again, a shout out to CanCon for allowing me on that platform to talk about these crazy topics, which are very informative. Perhaps I should, read more about them moving forward, but I think it's always fascinating to watch somebody learn things in real time. I love That's one aspect about being live that I think is special. And if you weren't there, let me add this little factoid that I mentioned during the live, because he was talking about how Chinese businesses collect our data and pretty much get full disclosure and control over uh, every bit of information that can be used to manipulate we the people. That's right. A foreign country like China has a ton of our data. Why is it there? I think that warrants some questioning. And you will find Chinese companies partnered with American companies getting our data over to them. That should bother us all. That's something I need to remain informed about. So that aside, the specific case that just happenstance occurred before I had made it over to the studio, I had learned of the woman who, this is okay, this is YouTube sensitive stuff here. I'm going to use a code that I learned from somebody whose show I enjoy. Listen to the words, okay? This one was seedless graped. I'm sure that made sense, okay? So she was violated, okay? Against her will, you understand me. That was in 2016. So the kit, the grape kit used to extract all of the needed fluids and DNA to help that victim was used just a month ago, I believe, to get her on a. So I got to get the details, so I'll offer what I know. She was arrested for theft, but what's confusing to me is that they used her DNA that they obtained, law enforcement in our state of Florida, I believe. I know that the story is a fact. The location, the state, that's what I need to clarify. But they used her DNA, which she only entrusted to them to help get a freaking an assailant, an evil human being that would do something like violating a woman off the streets, and they used that to get her for theft. Theft. She didn't consent to have her fluids put in a database. That's what happened. So when you think we're doing the right thing, of course, by reporting ourselves as victims to the agencies, law enforcement agencies that we are all taught to implicitly trust 100% blindly, they went ahead and used that grape kit to nail her. So of course, let's continue here. 14 days she sat in that jail cell. 14 days. So now there's a civil suit. It was a violation of the Fifth Amendment. I hope I got that one right. And yep, there's a huge civil case being built, and we should all take heed and warning that these law enforcement agencies that are meant to serve and protect, or so we're told, continue to just utilize us like we're just data that they can compile to one day hopefully nail and get their paycheck off of putting us away or giving us a fine or something like that. She did not agree to have any of her DNA stored in some database. That is a violation, a complete violation. So now, of course, since I've spoken about it, I have to do some more homework on this specific case. And it's a very simple search, I promise you that. But just remembering that while CanCon and I were discussing how every aspect of our data and information, just like CanCon painted the picture. Let's say they know you have a child, God forbid, that is suffering from a certain ailment or terminal illness. They know you're in a desperate position, that you need work. So what are they going to do? Apparently, they sell your data over to politically invested companies, think tanks, or whatever the case there. And they know exactly how to target you and manipulate you and make one of those so-called offers you can't refuse. It doesn't get much more nefarious than that. And I wish this was just some hyperbole spin. These are facts. These are facts that are self-evident if only you are willing to do the research. I'm going to start providing a lot more links in future videos. So, see, once I get started, I want to just keep going, okay? I'm hooked to this thing. I love being a part of this community. And when I am not live, my family, I truly entrust all of you to treat it like a neighborhood. Look out for each other, see something, say something, and just, always take care of one another. I have learned to completely disassociate from anything that distracts me from the goals I have set forward. It's common sense, and I wish I had learned this lesson much sooner. But I promise you, I will never allow myself to be distracted by anything again. I don't care what the hell it is. The purpose that I have started here, the purpose I came here with, and what I have begun I don't intend to finish because to me, I want to make something that lasts. I want a legacy. And I truly want to institute what we can all accomplish with the resources that we all have together as a community. Okay, we can use materials to cross reference everything and help people. I have 4 families. I've mentioned this before, and I'm eager and excited to get this going. And I'm going to do it so professionally with like respect as people should be treated. These families that are victims of a broken system where one of their loved ones was taken from them, either via violence or missing persons. So thankfully, and unfortunately, one of my closest friends has reached out to me, and she has a friend who is a mother of someone that was taken from us, and she has been talking about and hashtagging justice for Gunner. That's her son's name for a very long time. So, Jamie, thank you for coming forward with the willingness of the participant, of the mother of Gunner, who I will be interviewing on here. You can expect me on CanCon on Rumble every week, going over a new conspiracy theory. I think the next one is MK Ultra, and I'm actually going to do my homework before going there this time. And there's a couple of other pleasant surprises that I'm very excited to share with all of you. You will never, at least as far as I have the ability to do so, every moment I expend any energy to do what we do here, I will not disappoint you. You have my word. I will not disappoint you. You have given me renewed life and purpose, and I am going to do my best, my all. I'm going to give it everything to do justice for the cases, for the topics that we bring to light. So I'm looking forward to that episode where we go back and take an extra look at, maybe with more with a bit more passion in our gaze into the CPS data. I was going to use some certain choice words, but the data that shows implicitly that they have been screwing up in plain sight, and it's been underreported time and time again. There are 2 mods that I recognize. I think one is Ashby and the other one is my homegirl Lilith. I think they both have expressed interest in speaking on this topic with me, and if that is the case, this platform is not just for me, it's for all of us. Remember, the person that's in front of the camera on the mic, we don't mean jack shit. It's who we have behind us that makes us something and somebody. So thank you, and I promise I'm going to come back swinging hard. Okay, I did not ask for these 2 double shifts back to back or to work 60 hours this week. Didn't ask for it, but it's what I got to do. Got to pay the bills, got to do the mortgage thing, got to be an adult. And yes, assist with some medical issues for somebody in my family. There's no shame in that. It's insane to me that somebody tried to. God, not focused. I promise. I'm not gonna slip up. So that's it, guys. I love y'all, and not that serious way. I'm not trying to put a ring on it or anything. Just saying, you guys are in my heart, and you keep it a beating. Thank you. Embrace the things that unify us, and if a divider does shine up, let it be an invitation to conversation, not confrontation, because we did have an example of confrontation, not the one you're thinking about, I promise. Somebody that was very invested in another platformer, and all I said was, I hope we can agree to disagree on their actions and intentions and have a civil discussion, of which I was met with all caps, and not caps just because their computer's broken, caps because they did not want me to dare question their precious platformer. Well, I understand, I guess. I mean, I'm for the discourse, but if you can't be civil, well, then I'm afraid we got to move on to the next. So, good night. I'm gonna conk out now. Just a bunch of truck deliveries today. It was swell. Good night. Yo, Lewis, you fool. Thank you. It's a mood. Thank you, Misa. Keeks, 95. Todd, my dog. Okay, I'm totally sleeping like right now. I'm not even awake. Thor. Thank you. Thor, I didn't know Thor. I'm grateful that you're saying that. I didn't want to say it without your blessing. So I'm going to read it out loud. We will have access to a lawyer, PI, and more. I'm willing to throw in Jesus. We'll get to that when we do, but just know Thor is somebody that can really help the vision and the movement and the purpose that we all have, and he opens up so much possibility. Not just him, it's all of us, okay? And it's that energy that we will maintain. But this man is going to bring some much needed resources and light to some of the most important problems that we all identify as a unifier. Because regardless of how you feel about certain things that may divide us on some level, we can look at a universal problem and recognize it as a universal truth. We can do that. And that's what will make us powerful again when we do represent unity. And then the powers that be will start to shake just a bit. And only when they fear us again will they learn to serve us again. Sorry, I get a little bit, what's the term? Passionate when I get going. So, okay, this is my fifth attempt at good night. So, good night. Thor, you're the man. Good night.